Get ready for Day 3 of Unreal Adventure 2025 presented by Skyjacker Suspensions. After a long afternoon tackling crushers where everyone got a full dose of upper-level rock crawling, we spent a beautiful night in camp under the towering Oregon pines and readied ourselves for an early morning. With triple-digit miles to knock down to get to our stopping point and a pledge to avoid interstates at all costs, we were off at sunrise and making tracks early in quintessential UA fashion. That is, there's lots of cool things to see and unique ways to get there, including a visit to the Columbia River Maritime Museum, a drive across the epic 4-mile-long Astoria-Megler Bridge into Washington State, plenty of scenic, unbeaten paths with incredible vistas, and even, you know it, a good old UA ferry boat ride. It's all on Day 3 of Unreal Adventure, and it starts now.
If you have plugs, we can leave the hoses on. If we have caps, we got to pull it off at the box.
Yeah, we got to pull it off at the box.
We got a bent steering ram here. It was a late night out on the crushers, and Fred was back there working for it, having to self-recover and stuff like that, and apparently there was some casualty. So we're going to pull that off, cap off the box where the pressure lines come out so that it just has regular steering today, not ram assist.
Yesterday was a rough day. I went rock crawling and smashed the ram assist on my front steering into some rocks and bent it. And by the time I got back to the campsite, I felt terrible. I had a fever and a flu, and I just went to bed. I was I can't even work on anything. I was just wrecked. In the night, I almost was I might need to call it today. I might need to throw in the towel. But I slept pretty good. I was awake a bunch, and my buddy Dave Chappelle came over and helped me swap out the ram and Caleb. And now I'm packing up, and we have a long road day. So cross your fingers, it drives down the road straight. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh, it was pretty good. I was doing really well until I didn't, and then I took the winch for a little bit and then drove out. So everything was good. I don't think I broke anything. Oh, I did break I pulled a brake line apart, but the guys from Skyjacker had an extra brake line, and I was able to swap it on the trail real quick and just kept going. I think it's going to be pretty cool what we get to check out. These extracurricular activities that Trent plans for us are usually pretty awesome. And I have had a hint of at least one of the things that we're doing today, and I'm looking forward to it.
Woohoo! It's funny, you said day 3, and I feel like we're on day 23. You know, we blew the truck up on day 1 and had to fix it. We rallied, we got there, then we wheeled all day yesterday, so it's a lot of fun.
That was awesome. That was some good wheeling. A little stressful in the Patriot Scout back there being nice and shiny and new, but it was a great time, man. That was definitely a legit trail. Well, seeing that we're going up to 101, I imagine we're going to see some more ocean. I don't know. I was kind of hoping we might go to Olympia and hit the beer factory, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Driver's meeting!
All right, everybody, welcome to UA Day 3. Yeah. Unreal Adventure 2025 presented by Skyjacker starts now. First of all, what a trail, huh? Yeah, that was welcome to legit West Coast rock crawling. Killer. Good job, anyone who had a break getting repaired. We have a couple going on still, but we've got a full day packed today before we hand it over to Trent. I want to acknowledge IH Parts America, our official IH truck and scout parts of UA. Jeff in his 7th year of supporting the event and coming on these things. And Jeff, Zaid, we've got cameraman Joe and Corey Holmes, who's over there helping Tiger. Quick anecdote for those of you who don't know, Jeff first joined us on UA in 2019 when we went to Alaska, and Jeff got the bug bad, and he came back with a tent cot and 37s and all sorts of other stuff the following year. And on the last day, gave it a good flopping and crunched it up. And this is the redemption tour of Patriot Scout. And it's fitting too because Ben Palmer had come out and kind of dragged it across country, and Jeff came and picked it up from Ben at 406 Garage where we dumped our trailers. So we're going full circle on this thing. So Jeff, way to never say die, and we love having you back. Thanks for being a part of this thing. But with that, Trent, what do we got going on today?
All right, so we have a long day today. This is probably going to be our longest day today. We have approximately 360 miles to knock down. And then on top of that, we have at least 2 extracurricular activities today. There is a chance we're going to do some light wheeling. It's going to depend entirely upon time, because I'm guessing if everything goes swimmingly, we'll be at the hotel by maybe 8 or 9 tonight. You know, it's just going to be a long day. We got a lot of miles to knock down. We're going to roll probably right at 8 o'clock. So finish your packing up and everything, and we'll be rolling.
With the drivers' meeting out of the way, it was time to finish packing up, police the camp area for any accidental trash or leftover stuff, and hit the road. We're going to be backtracking to the coast over scenic Highway 6 to Tillamook in order to obtain what was by now a big priority for everybody, and that was some fuel. With a good chunk of highway to and from the Tillamook State Forest and a full day of wheeling, most people were pretty low on go juice. Now this is the first of 2 gas stops that will happen today, and we're stopping at the same gas station we visited the day before, right down the street from the Tillamook Creamery. As usual, the first pavement after a hard trail day revealed some things that needed to be addressed on a few of the rigs.
So we found that right around 50 miles an hour, I'm getting what feels like a front drive shaft vibration. I don't know if you can hear it, but it might be something that there might be a little dent in the drive shaft from the rocks. So we got to be careful that we don't overspin it. This truck doesn't have like selectable hubs in the front, so I can't unlock the hubs, which means I'm probably going to have that vibration all day unless I disconnect the front drive shaft.
Well, interesting morning, but made it back into town, get some fuel. Excited to see where we go next. Truck's holding up. I think it's self-healing somewhat. It's doing pretty good.
So I disconnected the front U-joints from the front differential, and I'm just going to strap the drive shaft up so that if we need four-wheel drive, we just got to put the U-bolts back in. We don't have to pull the whole drive shaft out. So I'm going to put a couple zip ties on this, make sure it's secure up, and hopefully we can run down the highway a little bit faster now. Check it out, tunnels. Everybody loves tunnels.
Our first extracurricular stop was the Columbia River Maritime Museum in Astoria, Oregon. Astoria is a well-known backdrop for popular movies like The Goonies, Kindergarten Cop, Free Willy, Short Circuit, and others. But its location at the convergence of the Columbia River and Pacific Ocean make it a hugely important shipping hub of the Pacific Northwest.
The Columbia River Bar can be one of the nastiest stretches of water on the West Coast, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of shipwrecks that have happened in and around the mouth of the river. The Columbia Maritime Museum focuses on the rich and often troubled history of the Columbia River and its importance to the fishing industry. All right, we are in Astoria, Oregon, and we're at the Columbia River Maritime Museum. The Columbia River itself is just over my right shoulder here. And the Columbia River, of course, is the reason that Portland is a port city, even though it is technically inland. So lots of marine history here, both good and bad. And that's what this museum is all about. And we're gonna check it out.
So yesterday was an epic off-road day, but the road days are just as important and as fun. The Maritime Museum has turned out to be pretty dang interesting. I had no idea all this went on.
Hard starboard. You know, we're all here because we like to go four-wheeling, but this is something different that adds a lot to the trip.
One of the coolest parts of UA, and honestly, rival's the trail days for me, is just all the super cool stuff that we see along the way. Trent always has the road days packed with these just amazing stops. Here, it's all about all the shipwrecks from when the Columbia meets the Pacific and all the violence that ensues with that. They've got a Coast Guard ship out on the dock. They've got a Coast Guard ship in there riding a wave, and they've got a ton of boats in here that you can actually walk around. So it's been really, really cool.
Trent always finds cool stuff for us to go look at on the road days of the Unreal Adventure. And today we're at this Maritime Museum, which has lots of cool boat stuff, and there's like displays about at-sea rescues and old-timey ships. There's a boat over there that some guy rowed across the Pacific. We're only here for about an hour, so we got to kind of cruise around.
We're in the Columbia River Maritime Museum.
What he said.
Yes, and it's a museum about all those things I just said. We've got, we're in the World War II area here, and they had some fishing industry stuff over there, and we have not gone past this wall, so we're gonna go see what's next.
We're going to go through that wall.
Yeah. Here.
We just left the Maritime Museum and we're heading to Napa to grab a starter for Alex's Toyota. What is that?
We're gonna turn right at the T, over the ridge.
We're over here throwing wrenches at the little Toyota once again. What happened?
Starter decided to exit the chat.
Yeah.
No real reason why, but
Yeah. This is the rig that we did the head gasket and a bottle on it the other night, and somehow it is hanging in there. We've got the new high torque unit. This it was like the cold weather gear one. The motor's like twice the size. Luckily it clears all the aftermarket stuff going on in here, and I think we'll be ready to roll here pretty quick. Here we go. Moment of truth here. Oh boy. Toyota's back in action. Bring through all the tools in the bags. Load up, go try and catch up with the group.
check this bridge out. It's enormous. They make them really big over the Columbia River so they can get these giant ships underneath it. Look at those ships over there, they're huge.
After spending a good chunk of the last 2 days on the 101, We parted ways with the coast for the last time and headed northeast further into the Washington Peninsula and our second gas stop of the day. After all, we're knocking down over 350 miles before the day's end.
This is crazy that this is the mouth of the river. I mean, it is wide. It's gonna be a good day. What a rad drive. We're about 45 minutes behind the group right now because we had to do the starter change. I've got the track, so I'm hoping that we can cut them off at this pass. The group went off and did this long dirt road kind of meandering through the forest a little bit. And I'm thinking if we don't do that little spur, we might be able to catch up with them before they get too far up into Washington. Alex is just assuming the position under the Toyota here. We were rolling up the road and the exhaust was super loud, so looked like a bolt on the V-band clamp broke, so he's over here hooking it all back up. What do you think about Unreal Adventuring?
Oh man, the adventure is working on your junk.
It is.
And random beautiful places. That's what it is.
It's so accurate. That is probably one of the best descriptions I've heard. All right, I'll let you get back to your business. Then left at the fork. Then left at the fork.
Historically, UA consisted of alternating trail days, followed by a road day made up mostly of pavement. We've been intentionally eroding that formula, making sure wherever possible we get some dirt under the tires. And so, with the Tahoyah Forest offering up some tantalizing options, we simply couldn't resist taking the group through Elfendal Pass.
wanted to run through Columbia Forest really quick. We're kind of here late in the day, but there's apparently a ton of trails out here and a bunch of hard obstacles. Definitely somewhere I want to get back to.
Keep watching till we break something.
Rock crawling. Alright, we are on a high-speed run from that little off-road trail because we have a deadline to catch. And Trent hasn't actually said what the deadline is, but he said if we don't catch it, we are going to be about 45 minutes late to our hotel. So there's probably something that's going to get us across a big body of water that we have to catch before we miss it and get on to the next one.
Over the years, ferry boats have become something of a UA tradition. It started back on the second event in 2001 when we loaded aboard to get from Washington State to Vancouver Island in Canada. The last time UA took a ferry was in 2018 when we crossed the Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania on the Millersburg Ferry. This year, we break the dry spell, lining the group up at the embarkation point of the Kingston Ferry to cross the Puget Sound into Edmonds.
Guess what? We're going on a ferry. So I'm sitting here, eating beef jerky, waiting to load on a ferry. Who knows what's gonna happen next? Stay tuned.
Here's Trent. He's tired.
I'm a little wore out.
Really enjoyed it so far. It's been fun. I feel like it's day 7 and it's only day 3. Long hours, but it's fun. Enjoying it.
Tired already. It's been a long day. Just grinding on the road and these dusty, dirty roads. Now I need a bath. I'm tired, ready for the hotel.
Today was a road day. Casualties on the road were starter and exhaust for you, right? And what'd you break?
We have a leaking brake lines.
We had to winch Joey off a rock pile on a road day. Yep. You broke your air lockers on a road day. Yep. Fred's running down the highway with no front drive shaft and no steering ram. We're doing good.
Yeah.
We had you open your door, no alarm, no.
Oh yeah, we got.
Until we went through that crazy rock pile
Our door
trail.
digger is working now.
And now it's every time we open it.
You fixed your rig today.
Nice.
This is freaking awesome. 2015 and 18, they went on a ferry on UA, and I always said if I ever make it on UA, it'd be so cool to get to go on a ferry. This is a dream come true to come on this trip, but to get on a ferry, I'm stoked. Let's go. We're riding on a ferry.
All right, well, we are currently at the Kingston Ferry Terminal, waiting to board the ferry over to Everett. We just missed the 7:45 sailing, but that's all right. But it's been a great day. We've put down a lot of miles. By the time we get to the hotel, we'll put down about 350 miles. We also stopped at the Columbia Maritime Museum. That was really neat. We hit some dirt, a little dirt roads. We took a quick lap through the Puget State Forest, and now here we are. So I'm hoping we'll get to the hotel about 9:45, maybe 10 o'clock. Hopefully just in time for the people to grab some fast food before it shuts down for the night.
Loaded up on the ferry now after a nice little loading lane party, and yeah, I'm excited to see where we're going.
The ferry dropped us off north of Seattle, but we still had quite a ways to go, winding through Edmonds and Everett on I-5. Now, we're not a huge fan of interstates, but sometimes they're inevitable if we want to get to our destination in Burlington before tomorrow. I must admit, after a long, hard day, it was nice to see the hotel in the headlights. And that's pretty much a wrap on day 3, but there's a whole lot more in store, and we're not even halfway through this unreal adventure. You're not going to want to miss the next episode, where the wheeling ramps up, more camp nights are in the mix, more carnage is on tap, and more action is in store. Until then, catch one of our other videos here on the channel, and of course, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a thing.
Well, I would recommend letting air out of your tires. This was a pretty rough ride for the old cameraman. Now peel out.
As the group went down the road, Dave and the rest of us took a different path. We fixed things in places you've never seen and traveled to parts of the world that have never been explored. All in a Mas Grande and a white Toyota.